Rowan, and I'm really excited this afternoon because as part of tonight's market, I'm actually going to be announcing pre-orders for my saltwater reading cards. Now, I have been working on these for most of this year. It's a deck very much about salt water and the ocean. Like I said, pre-orders will open on my website right now. It's www.laurabowen.com.au. This deck is the start of a project that I wanted to do where I really tap in on different environments and I talk about the energies and the messages that are very specific to that space. So, of course, in my saltwater deck, there's a lot of ocean animals, sea animals. It also goes through the saltwater that's a bit further in from the coast. We've got mangroves, brackish kind of waters, and it does have like saltwater crocodile and a few other things that aren't quite what you would associate with the beach and the ocean, but are still very much part of a saltwater environment. As part of that pre-order, I'm actually offering, if you order it now online, you will get a special print. This is one of the artworks from the deck. This is my penguin one. It's based on the fairy penguins, which are the only penguins that nest on the mainland of Australia. And its message is all about one of trust. Trusting in our friends, trusting in our family. This is them actually watching the sun rise, because penguins do a lot of their getting around and stuff at night time because they're quite vulnerable. They're little, they don't have that much of a defense mechanisms in place, so they do a lot of their movement between the shore and the ocean at night time. So this is them watching the sunrise. Okay. This artwork and most of the artworks in this deck were actually created using a combination of my sea eagle feather. I know it looks a little bit he was such a pretty feather before I started, but this is what happens to my feathers when I start painting them. So this is off of the sea eagle, okay? And as you can see, it's totally covered in paint smudges. But it did such an amazing job creating the dots on these artworks. If you do pre-order, you will get this print, and it will come printed on a bigger piece of paper like this, and it'll actually have hand embellished bits on it, so I'll actually hand paint little details on it for you. This one is another one from out of the deck. This is the sea anemone, and yeah, I won't tell you too much about them because I kind of want some of the things to be a surprise, but yes, that is what you'll get. And I'd just like to go back to the feathers because I actually thought I'd show you just how much I respect and love these. These are literally the tools of my trade. I know they're just feathers, but this is what I use for all the dots on all of my artworks. And they actually really, each environment and the birds from different environments actually have very different feathers. So this one, like I said, is a sea eagle, and its point is quite, you probably can't see it, it's very teardrop shaped. Whereas this is my very old magpie feather. It painted nearly all the artworks in my Dreamtime reading cards, apart from a few that I did with some 20 frogmouth feathers and some eagle feathers. And its end is got quite a bit of a paint build up, but it is quite round. As you can see here, this is my new magpie feather, which is to replace this one. You can see just how much they get painted. And this one, as you can see, has quite a round dot. So that's what I use. Feathers are my tools. This is how I dot all the artworks in all of my decks. And I'm really, really excited to be able to share these with you tonight. Okay, so if you want to pre-order them, jump on over to my website, www.laurabowen.com.au. You'll find them there as a pre-order with all the details about what you get if you pre-order and when to expect them. They're not actually going to be delivered to you until February next year, but that's okay. Now, in that deck, in the guidebook for that deck, one of the things that I do is I talk about working with salt water. If you can't get to the beach and you can't enjoy, say, rock pools and actually swimming in the ocean, there are other ways that you can connect with the element of salt water that can bring all that healing, transformational energy to you in your own home. Okay? Some of the things I suggest working with are shells. I have a few shells here. It's not encouraged that you collect shells from the beach. I'll make that point right now. These are a few that I've gotten from different markets and stuff that might be around. You might be able to find some ethically sourced shells. So I've got some little shells here. Little pippy shell, little limpet shell. And if you look at, there's a whole lot of places you can Google online, but there's different meanings for different shells. So if that's something that's of interest to you, maybe you'd like to research that, and using shells as a form of divination. Another way you can connect with salt water is, it sounds very simple, but it's actually quite therapeutic, is crying. When we cry, our tears are salt water, and they have such a healing quality to us. When we cry, we're releasing them, and that's really important, and that's a really strong way of working through our emotions with the element of salt water. Another way is salt. Salt bars, salt scrubs, using salt as a cleansing agent. This is some Celtic sea salt. I'm actually just about to make up myself some little bath salts. I use them quite a lot, especially when there's a lot of negativity or I feel like a really heavy energy around me. It's really good sometimes to just add a little bit of salt to the bath. That's as simple as it has to be. Just a tablespoon of salt, put it in a bath and just let it soak in it. You can make it a lot more complex if you want. You can add herbs, you can add essential oils with special associations that for a specific cause or intent. But even just the simple process of adding some sea salt or some Epsom salts can actually really help cleanse your entire aura. I think that's about all for now. So pre-orders are now open. I'm really excited about that. Please go over to the website, and if you want to order, you can do it there. I'm only taking pre-orders through the website. It's just such a simpler process that way. And thank you for joining us tonight. Bye.